right, here we are. I'm Molly with the Arcata Chamber of Commerce. Hopefully you watched the other two videos, and we're here with our #3 nominee for the Small Business of the Year Award that's going to be announced at the annual dinner in February 25th. And we are with Pat at Wrangletown Cider. Really excited to be here. Also in the Creamery District, just around the corner from Bang Bang. Congratulations on your nominee.
Well, thank you so much. And it's a great company to be in, and I love that it's all women businesses this year.
Yeah, that's what Pat said too, and that, is amazing. The first thing we usually are starting with is a little about yourself and who you were before this business, how long you've been doing it, and what inspired you to start.
So I grew up here. I moved away for 17 years. It took a little while, but I finally figured out what I wanted to be when I grew up, and which was work with wine. And so I lived in the North Bay and started taking classes there. I originally studied music, but then ended up studying wine and working in the wine industry in Napa, Sonoma, and ended up becoming a winemaker ultimately over the course of 15 years. Started in a tasting room, went to New Zealand for a couple of harvests, worked mostly in Pinot Noir. So I have carried on with the wine. I also make wine here at Wrangletown, and it's under a different label, which is North Story Wines.
Okay.
And then, but certainly cider. I was getting really excited about ciders. I tasted some dry ciders. I was really crazy about cider in the last few years, was up and coming. I knew there were so many apples in this county, and there's a long history of apples going back to the early 1900s and 1800s, and so I wanted to work with that. I'm working with local orchards. I'm doing individual bottlings that represent local farmers here.
Oh, cool! And is it saying where they're from, huh?
Yes.
Awesome.
Fieldbrook Nursery Orchard, which is Jim Pauley, and he's at the farmers market, and then a Monument Apples Orchard, which is in Rio Del, a lovely couple down there, and some really special cider apples and heirloom varieties. Feisty Dog Orchard, which is a 100-year-old orchard, which is actually based in the family that developed apple varieties up here that are really famous.
Wow.
And so this was the nephew that founded this orchard 100 years ago. There are 300 trees there. Matt Mickle is down there now, a young guy farming this place, and he's fantastic. Nice. Then I just recently branched into an oak barrel-aged cider, which is aged in used Chardonnay barrels for 8 months in barrel.
Nice.
And it's kind of a nice crossover for people who enjoy white wine, and then there's some characters of that from the oak, but it's also beer drinkers who like beer barrel cider. Or barrel aged ciders rather.
Cool. Oh, it's so neat that you are like working with the local community and like bringing in the different kind of flavors from the different farms. And
Oh, for sure. It represents place, and it represents the varieties that are there, and I think that's so important here. Local farmers, local products, and I coming back was so thrilled to be a part of that scene, and I knew it would be well received here.
And it's really neat that you kind of went out and learned from all over the world. Like that's and then kind of brought it back to Humboldt County.
It was and it's great to be home.
Nice. And how long has this business been here?
Almost a year and a half.
Okay. And so that's great.
Yeah, and then also when I finished with processing apples, the processed bits of the apples go out to farmers and they feed pigs and cows.
Oh.
So the kind of full circle, another community connection.
Nice. So you're composting as well. It's
like
all things that I love to hear about. So nice. And then where can we find it? Where can we purchase your products?
So I don't want to leave anyone out, but Wildberries Arcata Eureka Co-op, the local Bittersweet, which is the cider bar here in Arcata.
Nice.
Eureka Natural Foods McKinleyville, Three Corners Market, of course, because it's Wrangletown, and Wrangletown's the old name for freshwater back in the 1800s.
Didn't know that.
And then because I grew up there, I just wanted something that harkened back to roots. And But John's Cigars, Beverage Plus in Fortuna.
So all over the place,
really. And I've got an account in Healdsburg, an account in Los Angeles, and one in San Francisco, so looking to branch, and Chautauqua Natural Foods in Garberville.
Nice. Yeah, and then people can come here. It's kind of, I don't know if Jody can zoom around, but it's set up for sitting down and hanging out, it looks like.
Yeah, Fridays and Saturdays I'm open for tasting and or by appointment. I'm happy to have people come and hang out and bring friends, and you're welcome to bring food.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just hang out here in the Creamery District.
Yeah, so that side's production, and this is the little informal, funky tasting room on weekends. Yeah.
Do we want to look at any of the equipment, or yeah, is there?
Sure, let me show you some of the things that it takes to make this.
Lead the way.
Yeah. So this piece of equipment is the grinder, and I've got some things laying on it, but apples go in the chute, they come out, it's much like a chipper shredder, and they go into a 5-gallon bucket, and then that gets dumped. I take the lid off this, and it goes into this, which is the press, which is a water bladder press, so water expands this bladder that's inside here, capture the juice down here in a bucket, and then it goes into stainless steel barrels that you see there. And at that point, I'll add yeast and some nutrients for the yeast and let it go. And I let it go completely dry. And then I'll put the blends together from the different orchards, add a little bit of juice if I have it, and a little bit of yeast or sugar, and that's the priming sugar that will create carbonation in bottle. And then my products are all dry, and I just like that style very much. Yeah.
So what does it mean by dry?
Dry, no residual sugar, no
Okay,
sugar left.
okay,
So they're not
nice.
sweet,
Yeah.
good acidity, and you get more, I feel, of the flavor from the orchard
Right.
that way.
Nice. This is so cool. I mean, I personally don't know much about cider making, so this is awesome to kind of, learn about it. And this is a beautiful, beautiful setup, and
Yeah,
it's
in the
really
former
good.
recycling center.
Oh, right, right. Oh, yeah. So is there anything, as a small business owner, that you would give advice to other people maybe wanting to start a small business in this area?
I think getting to know your community, certainly through the chamber, all types of businesses I've come in contact with, and there are things that come up that I haven't gone through this experience before. How do I do that? And it's what I think is being a part of this community is you have access to those readily.
Yeah.
So
So
people
community.
who've done it before,
Yeah.
like people who've gone on to be big producers of things from this local area who
Right.
know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that seems like we keep coming back to that in these interviews, is like being here in Arcata, but like kind of expanding out and being a small business and kind of, connecting with the community. And,
Yeah, it's a great
Nice.
place to be, and it's a good place to come home to.
It is, that's for sure. Is there anything else that you wanted to tell people about?
It's the week before Christmas, and I'm going to be open each afternoon this week, and as well as Friday, Saturday, Christmas Eve. I'll be open till 5, so come on down and have a taste. I do free tastings through the ciders and the wines, and then you're welcome to have a glass or to purchase something to go.
Cool, and some cute sweatshirts and t-shirts and all the gear.
Yeah.
Nice, well, this is really exciting. The Small Business Nominees annual dinner, February 25th. Pat's going to be there, and maybe we'll get to even drink some of the cider there or something. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations on your nominee.
Thank you.